Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you very much for another Christmas in July, my favourite time of year. So today we're going to be popping together the large shadow frame box, and this is going to fit the large album, and this is from my new collection, Winter Sparkle. So this is what we're going to be making today, a version of this, but there's so many other things that you can make with this one. So the album box is basically made to house the large album. So this is all a work in progress because I'm currently making all of my samples for the launch. You would have already have seen everything finished by now, but this is just me popping along and just making things and filming as we go. So that is the album box. You can also make it into a gift box. Here we go. So I've popped a little bottle of wine there, and I've made some dividers as well, so there will be separate tutorials for all of these, and if I don't have the chance to make the tutorials, I will make sure that I will have these the dimensions and the score lines and that listed in the description box as well. So this one was made using some non-shed glitter cardstock, and then I love this one. You can make it into a shadow box frame as well. So I've used all of the long sides here to make this one, and I think this is wonderful. And I've used the Winter Scenes die set as well. That's also part of the collection. Here it is. I absolutely love this one. It looks really small on the packaging, but if you look, you can really make an impact there as well. I absolutely love this one, and the papers are from the Winter Sparkle collection as well. So here it is. Here is the die set. You get loads in here as well. So let's go through the cutting guide, and then we can pop everything together. So you get here the stitched mats. You get the side, the long side and the short side. So I've got those already. Die cut those out ready to go. These are my colour choices, and I'm going for a blue, which is Pool something. Let's have a look. This is Pool Blue. And I have a hinge here for my front lid, and then I have 4 of these main pieces die cut already, but you see we have a little cut line here, so make 2 of these longer ones, and then if you get creative when you run it through the machine, you can just do the bits that you need. I'll pop a photo here on how I laid that out on my mat. And so basically I'm just being economical with my cardstock. So I now have some little notches here that I need to trim down. So 2 of those and 2 of those. And then there is a manual cut to make the front and the back. And let's give you some measurements now. So I've manually cut 2 of these out so far. And these measure 7 3/4 by 10 1/4. I've got 2 to get me started, 1 for the front and 1 for the back, but if you really want to make the back sturdy, add some chipboard or grey board on the back, and that will really give it a good tough behind. Okay, and I've also got a mat here. I will put all the dimensions down below, but I also have a project page for this project on my website that will link you down below straight to that page, so you don't have to go looking for it, and everything will be there, all the stuff I'm using, the dimensions, everything there, and this video as well. So let's get folding. Nope, we're not going to do folding just yet. We're going to trim those down. So the camera may not pick this up, but we have these little notches here that have come off from the die. That is where you need to trim. To make your shorter sides. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold all of the score lines, and then I'll show you how to put this together. Okay, so the simple next stage is just glue these together. They go together just like this, so we just need to add glue to this tab here with the tapered edge, the tapered end, I'm going to be using some Cosmic Shimmer, but if you're using something shiny or the non-shed glitter or something like that, use some red tape along with this glue and you'll just have a nicer time getting this popped together. So just do that, and then we can fold these down over there. Okay, there is our first one popped together, so do the same on the other three. Okay, so that is all done. I have all of my bits put together. These kind of look like pencil boxes, don't they? Got some straws in them. Okay, so to put this together, to make the rectangular shape, we need to alternate the long and the short. So we have long, short, long, and then the short on the end. It doesn't really matter if you've cut 4 of these to make a big square one, or you can make a smaller square one by doing 4 of these ones. So yeah, there's so many different things that you can do with this. So I've just turned this one over, but you do need to make sure these are all glued together in the same orientation. So I've just added my glue there. I'm going to turn that back over and make sure this one is exactly the same way up as the first one. Just gently press that down. Make sure I have that straight. Be very careful running your finger along there, and I will recommend using a bone folder just to push down all of that, the glue in that tab, because you'll end up with a paper cut. Don't ask me how I found that out, but yeah, basically doing that is not a good idea with your finger. There we go. That is our first one done. So next one, we are on a long one, just done a short, so we're going to do a long one. Add your glue, and if you find it easier just to use a bit of red tape on these tabs, also add a little bit of glue as well, and that will really help. But just make sure, see, that you double check that you are straight. Last one. Okay, so we're on our last one now, so I'm just going to add glue just to this last tab, and actually a good tip is to add some red tape just to the last one. That will really help you get this together, but I'm going to just show you how easy it is to do it without it as well. So if you do need to add some glue to any of these corners, do so now, so you don't get any, like, you know, loose joins. And they do sometimes like to get caught on that last bit at the bottom as well. So just tuck everything in as best you can. There we go, swing it round. And there we are, we're ready to tuck our last little flap in now. There we go. Line it all up and then press. This is hollow. Alright, so don't press too hard. This is where that tape will really help you get that down. Okay, and there is our box. Okay, so let's give you some measurements again. I will have them listed down below, but you need to cut at least 2 of these to make the lidded box. So this measures 7 3/4 by 10 1/4, and I'm going to glue just one of them along the back here. So I'm just adding glue all the way around. Got to be quick because it's quite warm in here. We've just come off the tail end of a heat wave here in the UK, so it's still pretty warm. Okay, and this will help you square up your box as well. Just pop that on. Again, use chipboard if you want a really sturdy back. And press that down and then turn that over. Now I just need to add a bit more glue, I think, maybe to this one. It's just come out a little bit, but that's an easy fix. There we go. That should hold that in place. Okay, now we're ready to start with the hinge. I do need to do a little bit more die cutting actually to get the frame pieces done. You do get these dies here. It really does finish off the look here. I'll just quickly show you there. You get one for the long and one for the short, so I cut 2 of each, and that will give you some lovely stitched frames, especially if you do that in like a silver mirror card. Okay, so moving on now to the hinge. I'm just going to add some glue just to the one edge on the folded side. And then once I have this on and then the lid attached to it, I'm going to leave it alone to dry completely. Oops, that's the wrong way. No, it's the right way. I'm getting confused here. There we go. So we want this on the outside here. It's going to blend in nicely, especially after we've added the matte. It's all done in the same colour, so that's going to be hidden nicely. So I now have this extra flap here. So I'm just going to add glue to this top section. This is the other bit of the hinge. It looks like it's blended in with the rest of the box, but this is actually the hinge as well. Okay, and then I'm going to take my last piece and I'm going to line this up because I don't want a wonky lid. And it's all going to blend in because it's all the same colour, so even if a little bit of the hinge is showing here, I want it more or less straight and it is all going to blend in. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to press that down. And then I have some mats here. Cutting guide is down below. And I'm going to add that on, and I'm using my lovely new papers from Winter Sparkle. Okay, and before you decorate this any further, just make sure that you know which side or which way up your box is. So you don't want to make an upside down box. So I know this flaps upwards, so I can decorate it in this orientation, but I'm not going to lift this up and play around with it because I've just glued it to the side and to the lid, and I don't want it coming apart and playing with it. So the best thing to do now is just to leave that to dry fully. And in the meantime, I'm just going to add these mats. Okay, so there is my box. I just need to add on my special mats here for the inside. I'm considering maybe doing a blue mirror card or a pink mirror card. I think that might look quite nice. I'm going to make some more colour decisions here for my papers, as again all of my samples are a work in progress at the moment, but just so you can have a quick look at what those look like. Oh no, not that one. Where'd it go? Here it is. Here it is. There we have these lovely borders that fit perfectly around the inside of the box there. I've got so many of these knocking around my craft room now, it's crazy, but yeah, I do need to finish all of these boxes. Let's pile them all up. Got this one here, this one here. I've got my prototypes as well, and I've got this. I absolutely love this one, so watch out for the tutorial for this shadow box as well with the winter scenes in it. So everything that I've used is listed down below. Don't forget to check out my website there. That will have everything all in one place for you. It's much easier to see everything all in one go. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one, and I'll see you again soon.